Good evening, everyone. If you're joining us for the first time, just a quick intro on the organization. We are PCIF Development Cooperative, also known as Pamoja, a federally registered organization in Canada, and the owners of a 100-acre farmland in Kowata Lakes, Ontario, which is also called Pamoja Farms. Each month, we host free workshops via Zoom to help our community members learn, grow in different aspects of life, and basically to improve. If you want to find out more about Pamoja, you can visit our website at pcif.ca or pamojafarms.ca. For this month's session, we have Vanessa, a seasoned financial advisor, here to share her expertise on finances and provide us with tips on how to save and build wealth. Without further delay, I'll hand it over to Vanessa. Vanessa, you can introduce yourself and also share your screen.
I'm sorry, I thought I had mute myself. Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vanessa, and I'm one of your members here at Pamoja, and I was so excited to join the project. I came late compared to many of you, but it was so interesting to find something like that in Canada, a cooperative owning a land for Black people. It's amazing. And I really wanted to be part of it because I'm part of a group. I'm an independent business owner, but I'm part of the group, a group where we do financial literacy campaign for people, for the community, for everyone. So that means that we do not charge anything. Everything is free. It's knowledge. We want to empower our communities. We want to make sure that the community has the right tools to make the right decisions, right? So that's what we're doing right now. Um, so I'll share my screen today we're talking about building wealth. How do we do that? And savings, of course, how to understand how to build wealth in North America. Background, I'm from Gabon. I'm a Canadian now, of course, but I originally come from Gabon, a tiny country in Africa. My mom is from Cameroon, which is a place much more known. Husband is from Congo, so we are an international family, lived in South Africa, came to Canada a few years ago. And now we're here and we wanted to understand how to manage finances in North America because everyone talks about taxes, everyone talks about when you see the prices of houses, it's like how am I going to afford all of this, right? So little disclaimer. Everything I give here is general information. It's not financial advice because financial advice needs financial need analysis. So it needs to be a one-on-one. If you need financial advice, please contact me and we can see and we can do that for you. So this is general knowledge. It's only for educational purpose. And so I'm not liable for anything that you might have understand. If you need a plan for yourself, come to me. Let's talk. Let's see what we can offer you. Okay, so like I said, we have a campaign called 30 by 30. So this material is not mine. I use this one because it's compliant, right? It has been approved by the authorities. So that's why I preferred using it. I could have done my own, but I want something that's already compliant for you. So we do have a campaign of educating 30 million families in North America by 2030. It's very ambitious, but I'm sure we will make it. Okay. So welcome to the workshop number one, talking about savings and wealth. Okay. When you talk about saving and wealth, most times um, you hear on social media people talking about how to save, how to invest, how to buy your first real estate. how to do all those things. And most of these people are not licensed to do that, right? So they may have good intention, but but whatever they're saying is not always right or is not applicable to everyone, right? Another thing is we also have the old traditional industry, which is basically not interested in the little people, in the people that don't have enough, or the people that are still looking to increase their wealth, right? So we are uh, in that gap where we want to make sure that whatever we say is applicable to you, whatever we give you as advice is applicable to you. At the same time, we make sure that we touch everyone, especially the people that are forgotten, right? The middle class and the poor people. Okay. Um, so we today we're going to talk about saving and wealth, and we need to identify your goals for that, right? What are your goals? What is the financial foundation? Where do you start? We've not really spent a lot of time on your foundation. We'll spend more time on the wealth formula, because to make money, it's mathematical. It's not magic. There's a way of making money, and also, or at least growing money, I should say. Also understanding the effect of time and inflation, which are part of the wealth formula. Okay, so money, money, money. Everyone talks about money. Everyone needs money. Everyone uses money. When did you first, what was your first interaction with money? Your own money, I mean. Was it when your parent gave you money? Was it when you had your first job? Was it when you had your first paycheck? Was it when maybe your parents or your grandparents taught you about the value of money? Right? Money is something that we use every day, but we don't get taught at school. It's not at school. There is no, maybe today, but when we were growing up, there was basically no course about financial literacy. They teach you about mathematics, they teach you about science, but they don't teach you about money. And it's something that you use every day. I think you should be able to understand how it works and know how to maximize it. Okay, so what are the most common thing for that you financially plan for? Most people will say education, vacation, like life important events like a wedding, like the birth of a child, growing the family, buying a home, buying a house, making it a home, retiring, etc. Right? So when you do set your goals, it's important to evaluate those goals and then from time to time re-evaluate them, right? Because goals are not supposed to be static. They are supposed to be dynamic because they change as your life evolves, like, as your life changes. Okay. So right now, what are you saving for? What are your long-term goals, your medium goals, your short-term goals? Okay. If you don't have something written, it's difficult for you to focus on it. So please try to write it down. Maybe nowadays you don't write as much, then it's okay. Put it in your tablet, put it in your phone. You have notes in your phone. Have them written down, right? So what do we call by short-term goals? Short-term goals are anything less than a year. Maybe you want to go on a vacation for summer, you're already saving for that. Maybe you have a small debt that you need to pay off. This is a small term goal. Whatever you want to do within a year is considered a small term goal. Even if you want to invest the money, the law doesn't allow in advisors to invest it in heavy, highly risky means because it's short term goals. You might need the money anytime, right? And we have medium-term goals, 1 to 5 years. Example would be you want to pay off your car. You just bought a car and you still have maybe 30,000, 40,000 on it. So this is your goal. You want to get rid of that debt. Okay. Or any other kind of debt. Maybe in 3 years you want to buy a house. This is also a medium-term goal, right? And then we have long-term goals. So long-term goals are anything longer than 5 years. So you have young kids and you want to send them to university, you're already saving for them to go to university. Maybe you just got to Canada or you just got out of your parents' house. You want to buy a house in a few years. You're not ready for that commitment. You say, maybe in maybe 7, 10 years I'll buy a house. But you can start saving for it, right? You don't have to put a lot. So put them down. If you can't get a paper and pen, then put it in your phone, put it in your tablet, put it on your computer. Make a list. What are your goals? What is the term? Is it short term, medium term, long term, right? And how much do you need? That's important. To buy a house, how much do you need? To send your kids to university, how much do you need? To pay off your car, how much do you need? To go on vacation this summer, how much do you need? Right? If you have clear goals, it's easier to work on them. Okay, so how do you determine how much you need, right? We have so this is for usually for retirement or for insurance need. We have different type of analysis that we do. There's financial need analysis, there's personal financial strategy. Yeah, you have also a lot of financial calculators on the web, so you can always look at one of those. Basically, for retirement, you need about 20 times your income. That means if right now you're earning 50K, your retirement income should be around 20 times 50K, which is 1 million. If you earn 100K, your retirement income should be around 2 million. So your goal should be getting to 2 million by the time you retire. And by the way, retirement is not an age. So you can retire early. You can retire at 50. You can retire at 40. You can retire at 30 if you want, right? It's just about did you get to your number? Okay. And are you producing? Are you producing money without having to work? Okay. So another formula, the 1020 also talks about insurance, right? Because insurance means that you can cover your family in case you are no longer here, right? This is life insurance, but there's other type of insurance. Let's just talk about life insurance. You usually need 10 times your income because it's been defined that most families will need 10 years to recover financially from the loss of someone, right? Especially if it's the breadwinner. So if you're earning 50K right now, that means you need to have at least 500,000 in life insurance. Not talking about other needs like education needs, like paying off your mortgage, etc. I'm just talking about your income, right? Okay. So how much do you need to save per month for a house? So if you know how much you need, how much of the house you want will cost, then you know how much you can determine how much you need to save per month to get to that goal. How about retirement? We said earlier you need 20 times your income. But if right now you are 25 and you intend to retire at 65, that's 40 years. So how much will you need to get to 1 million based on 50K at 8%? So if you're 25, you'll need 285.44, right? If you're 35, you'll need 670.98. If it's 45, you'll need 1695, 1697 0.73 per month. So you can understand here that time is essential when saving or investing. Essential, right? Time, not just time, but also the rate of return. But that we can discuss it further later, right? If you need, like I say, if you need personalized advice, you can contact me or have other colleagues if you don't want it to be me. Okay, so obviously any plan doesn't always go the way we want. Life happens, right? You might have planned to save, I don't know, 25K this year, but then your car breaks down or your heater is not working or there's for those that came from the island, there's some drama happening there. You need to take care of your family, or for those that come from Africa, something is happening there. You need to care, you need to send money for this, or you need to travel yourself. So these are financial setbacks, right? So that's why you need to be covered. All right. It happens, it's uncertain, but you don't have to rely on crowdfunding on GoFundMe or whatever. There are ways to cover yourself for these things. Okay. So if you check on what people usually say on the internet, they have a strange way of setting up what is a priority, right? When building wealth or when establishing our financial security, what should we start with? Some will tell you, no, you need to invest. Others will tell you, oh, get an emergency fund, a baby emergency fund first, $1,000, then go to pay off your debt, and then invest, and then maybe have some protection. But what we say, the most important thing, the basis, is having your proper protection. Why? I'm not going to talk a lot about that today because we have another workshop about that. But if I have to say something about protection, it will be that as today, have you been able to save, let's say, $2 million? Most people have not, right? But with protection, you could already have maybe like an insurance policy of $2 million. Might be temporary, might be permanent, but that means that if you don't get to your goals, if you don't save enough, if you don't invest enough, if you don't grow your money enough, and something happens to you tomorrow, in a month, in 5 years, your family will already be receiving $2 million, right? Which is a multiplier of income, of wealth. So that's really important for you. That's the first step because you might be saving, okay, I want to save 1,000 or 10,000 every month, 1,000 every month. Yes, you save the first month, you save the first, second month, you even save 2 years. And that will be around 240,000 if you get to save 10,000 a month, which most people can't, right? But if you already have an insurance, and after 2 years, something happens to you, you're no longer there. Your family gets the money, but the 240,000 that you would have saved, first of all, is taxable. One. Second, it might not cover all your family needs, right? And I took a big amount. Most people save about, when they're in the saving mode, they save about $1,000 a month, right? So it's important to be protected. I'm not going to spend more time on that today. Okay, and then there's debt management. We believe that debt management is the next step. Obviously, most debts give a better what is the term in English? A better percentage. I will use percentage than your investment. If you have a credit card, right? It's anything from 18% to 28%. That's the rate of your credit card. But for you to get an investment mean that will give you that, it's not always easy. And even if you find it, it's not stable. It might give you 28% this year, next year it will be 10%, the following year it will be -5, right? Unless you're always changing and you have that time. So that's why we say pay off your debt. Yes, you have debt that have really low percentage. You could have your mortgage, which is maybe 4%. It's you can keep it if you want to start investing. So that's still okay. But any debt above 8%, it's not worth keeping it, right? Try to get rid of it. We also have a special workshop for debt management. So I'm not gonna talk about that for too long. The next thing is your emergency fund. Of course, you need an emergency fund. Of course, you need money in case. Of course, you need at least 3 to 6 months of your income or your expenses, whichever way you want to go. I prefer income than expenses, but some people say, no, I will not need the extra money if I'm struggling. Fine. Why? Because the economy is not really, not the best. You could always lose your job. You could be you could be sick and not be able to work. Something might happen to your car. There might be an emergency back home. Whatever it is, you will need money urgently. And for you not to go back to debt, you need an emergency fund. The statistics say that 54% of Canadians cannot handle a debt, an emergency of $1,000 without going to their credit card, right? These are statistics. So it's important to have an emergency fund because people leave with a credit card. That's not on. That's not okay because credit card are expensive. If you don't pay it within 21 days, you are charged, right? Interest. And then of course, what we're going to talk about today, it's investment and savings, right? So once you have your proper protection and you're managing your debt and you have an emergency fund, of course you need to invest. Very important because investment is a multiplier of income, right? That's how you grow your money. That's how you grow your wealth. So wealth, like I said in the beginning, is not magical. It's science. It's mathematical, right? So we have the formula, the wealth formula or the formula of wealth. How does it work? To create wealth or to grow wealth, you need money, of course. Money makes money. You need time. You need a good rate of return. You need to input inflation and taxes, right? Once you have it, you know how much you're making. Okay? So it's work. It's not out of nowhere, right? Okay. So let's talk about the first two aspects, money and time. Usually people will tell you time is money, money is time. Why? Time is money means that time earns money, right? And most people trade their time for money. I do that too. It's okay, but it's not the best use of your time, right? Which you need to earn something. So if for now you need to sell your time, that's fine. That's okay. Okay. The other expression is money make money, right? That means your money can grow money over time, right? So money works for you. Let's take an example here of two people. Why do I say that time is really important? It's really, really important when investing or saving. We have someone here. We have two people here. Mr. Start early and Mr. Wait longer, right? Let's see the effect on time of these two people. Mr. Start early want to start investing in his 20s. He's only gonna invest or save for 7 years at a return rate of 8%. Tax deferred. That means he's paying taxes at retirement. And Mr. Wait Longer say, oh no, not ready. I still need to go to the movies and do this and do that. What do I need to save now? I'm still young. I'll wait 17 years and then no, I'll save for 17 years, 7 years after Mr. Start Early, right? So how do we illustrate that? So Mr. Start Early started at 25, 3,600 a year. That's about 300 a month. So he accumulates 8% interest every year. All right. So at the end of so he only contributes for 7 years. So by year seven, he's got 3,400, 34,692, and he doesn't touch it. At 48, he's at 128,000, right? Let's say now Mr. Wait Longer. He doesn't contribute anything in the first 7 years because he's not ready. He wants to do this, he wants to do that, he doesn't have extra money to save. He's not interested in that. What happens? After 7 years, he starts contributing. But he has to contribute for 17 years for him to be about equal to what Mr. Start Early has done. Mr. Start Early only contributed for 7 years. Mr. Wait Longer started late and had to contribute 17 years instead of seven for him to catch up. So understand that time is really essential when saving. Really, really essential. The earlier you start, the better, right? Because it's a multiplier of money, of interest. Okay. Now that we've talked about money and time, let's talk about rate of return. Rate of return means the percentage or the interest that you get on an investment. It can be negative or positive. It can be a gain or a loss. We hope you get a gain, right? Always. So if you have invested $100 and you get $6 on it, you just divide it. It gives you 6 divided by 100. That's a rate of return of 6%. Right? Well, so whatever amount you have, maybe you invested 10,000 and you got $380 out of it. So you divide 380 divided by 10,000, that's about 3.8%, right? So that's how you calculate your rate of return. We in other workshop we talk about the rule of 72, which is also another formula that's good to know when you want to save. The rule of 72 shows you approximately when will your money double, right? The effect of compound interest to double your money. So let's say um, 72 divided by your rate of return means equal the number of years your money will double. For example, if you have an interest of 4% on your investment or your savings, you take 72 divided by 4, it will give you the rate of return, the rate of the number of years at which your money will double. So every 18 years, your money will double. That means the higher the rate of return, the lower the number of years that your money will need to double, right? We have an example here for 6 years, 72 divided by 6, it gives you 12 years. So in 12 years, your money will double. Example here, we have someone that invested 10,000 at 6%. So every 12 years, the money doubles. So year 0 is 10,000. Year 12, 20,000. Year 24, 40,000. Year 26, 81,000. And that's a rate of 8. So the person that has 8% here, 8%, that's 72 divided by 8, 9 years. So every 9 years, this person doubles the money, right? So year 0, 10,000 at 8%. Year 9, 19,000, almost 20,000. Year 18, almost 40,000. Year 27, almost 80,000. Year 36, almost 160,000. All right? You see the difference between investing at 6% and investing at 8%? It's double, right? So you lose half, or you lose the possibility of doubling your money, right? The person here at 6% is at 81,000, while the person at 8% is at 160,000. What about 10%? If you invest your money at 10%, your $10,000 at 10%, so it's 72 divided by 10. That means your money doubles every 7.2 years. Year 0, 10,000. At 10%, year 7, 19,000. Year 15, 41,000. Year 22, 81,000. Year 21, 159,000. Year 36, 309,000. Do you see the growth? Amazing growth because you are 10% interest. So interest rate is really important, as well as time on your savings. Okay, all right. So these are two formulas that we want to understand. The formula of wealth, the rule of 72. Okay. Little quiz. I hope you participate. If you put 100,000 into an account and in 9 years it guarantees to double to 200,000, what is your rate of return? Okay, who can tell me? Is it 4%? Is it 50%? Is it 2%? Or is it 8%? It doubles in 9 years. The rule of 72. You can put it in the chat. or you can open your mic. I don't mind either way. Which one is it? Ross, do you have an answer for me? So let's try. 72 divided by 4, that's 18. So that's not A. 72 divided by 50, so 50%, 50, that's certainly not 9, right? 72 divided by 2, that's 36. So 72 divided by 8, that's 9. So the answer is D. Okay. So this person has put the money into an account with an 8% interest rate. Okay. If you ignore paying the balance of one of your credit card and the APR is 18%, how many years will your debt balance double? So that's very important. If you just put the minimum payment on your card, on your credit card statement, and the return rate is 18% for the bank, not for you, of course. How long would it take for your for your debt to double, your balance to double? So 72 divided by 18, what would the answer be? Is it A? Certainly not. Should have been 36. It was A. Is it 3? I don't think so. It should be about 4, right? 4 years, because 72 divided by 4 equals 18. Right. If you remember the table we used before, a 10% rate of return, how much money would you have after 43 years? Because we stop at 36. So if you continue that table, you will see it will be over 600,000. All right. I hope I don't bore you too much with this question, these formulas. Okay. The next thing on our wealth formula is inflation. Inflation is really important because it affects the value of the money of our money, right? What is inflation? Inflation is the increasing or how do you call it? How do you say it? The cost of live. How do you say it in English? I can't remember how you say it. Anyways, your money loses value every year. In Canada, it's about 3%. Okay? Except for COVID, where we saw really ridiculous inflation rate. It's usually around 3%. What does it mean, basically? Practically, it means that the home that you used to buy in the 70s at 23,000 was at 123,000 in the 90s, and today it's about 688. That same home or that similar type of home, right? For gas, the same thing. We used to buy gas. Okay, I wasn't here, but it used to be around 36 cents. And then the 90s was about 56 cents a liter. Today it's about 126 a liter. It moves, it's not it's dynamic, but that's about it. How much is a loaf of bread today? Today is about 284, right? It used to be 28 cents in the 70s. The only thing that doesn't grow that much is your wages. In the 70s, medium average wage was 20,000. In the 90s, 31,000. Today is about 55,000 in Ontario. Not much, right? In the country, I think, not even Ontario, in the country. Not much growth there. But to tell you, whatever your money loses value, whatever you used to be able to buy, you might not be able to buy it tomorrow with the same money, right? Because it loses value every year. Um, so what does it mean? if you have $100, how much will you have? How much will you buy over 20 years? So $100 5 years from now will be the value will be about $86. So if you want to buy something of value of $100, you will need about $116. That's inflation for you, right? The car that you bought 10 years ago, or the house that you bought 10 years ago, or the pair of shoes that you bought 10 years ago does not have the same value today. It's much more expensive, most of it, right? So $100 in 10 years, value should be about $74. But if you want to buy something of $100, then you will need about $134, etc., etc. For 20 years, it will be in 20 years, $100 will be about $55. And if you want to buy something of a value of $100, you will need about $181. That's why you don't put money under the mattress. You need to grow your money because you will say, "Oh, I'm keeping my money, I'm saving, I don't trust the bank, I don't trust this, I don't trust that." It's true, there's a lot of things going on in the world. I cannot deny that there's a lot of things going on happening that we can't control. But by putting your money under the mattress, it's only losing value. So if you put 10,000 under the mattress today, in 20 years, it's gonna be equal 5,500. And you don't want that, right? Okay, so another question. What is the purchasing power of $100 doing over time? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? Is it staying the same? As we can see here, it's decreasing, obviously. Based on inflation, how much would you need in 20 years to have the same purchasing power? We already have the answer here, $181. Just want to check the time. Oh, time is flying. All right. So we've talked about inflation. You want to retire in 20 years or in 10 years or in 5 years, and you need to retire for at least 20. You need money for at least 20 years. So how do you do it? The last thing we're going to see today on the wealth formula is taxes. Taxes, taxes, taxes. When we were coming here, I was like, oh, there's too much taxes that you need to pay here. And of course, we have noticed, yes, there's a lot of taxes. You get your salary, you are taxed. You go to the store with your tax money, you are still taxed, right? On average, there was a study that said that we use about 33% of our money, right? The rest goes into income tax, sales tax, whatever tax, right? So you have different means of saving. You have means that tax now, others that tax later, and others that are tax advantaged. Okay? Tax now is anything that you use every day, like your saving account, your checking account, your mutual fund, your account in Questrade, or if it's not registered, of course, Questrade or Wealthsimple or your bank or whatever it is. If it's not registered, it's usually taxed now. Okay? And we have the tax later. Tax later means you are taxed later when you retire or when you want to use the money, right? So that would be your RRSP because you're not taxed now. They even pay you back your taxes, but when you retire, you have to pay the taxes, right? According to your tax bracket. RRSP the same. You pay with tax money, but whatever grows inside, you're going to pay taxes. The child is going to pay taxes with the intention that the child doesn't work, he doesn't have a lot of income, so his tax bracket will be low, right? And then we have the tax advantage, which is the last type. Tax advantage will be anything where you don't pay tax generally. That will be your TFSA, that will be your FHSA, that will be your principal residence, that will be your life insurance policy, right? all this means you don't pay taxes. So little quiz here. Saving account, is it a tax now, tax later, or tax advantage? Like I say, anything you use daily, check account, saving account, GICs, whatever, they are tax now. RRSP, I already gave the answer. It's tax later. They pay you back your taxes now. You're happy when you do your taxes, you get money back. But know that when you retire, you'll need to pay taxes, hoping that you will be in a lower tax bracket. But if you make more money in retirement, I'm sorry, you'll have to pay more taxes. All right? So it's a tax later vehicle. And the same for RRSP, where they don't pay you back your taxes, but any interest accrued in the account, the child will pay taxes on that. Because the child is usually not working or not making enough, it will be low. But if your child is making a lot of money, your child will be paying a lot of taxes, right? Hopefully not. And then the last one is CFSA, where you use your tax money already, but any growth in it will be tax advantage. So there's no taxes on the growth. So if your money grows, you have a 40% interest growth there, you don't pay taxes on the 40%. The same thing with your principal residence, the same thing with any life insurance policy or FHSA. All right. So what would be preferable? Of course, we all want to pay taxes because that's how you pay for hospital and roads and whatever. But we also want to minimize our taxes, right? We don't want to pay too much taxes. And most people that have a lot of money, they don't pay that much taxes. So why would the little people pay so much taxes, right? So the effect of taxes on your money, if you are taxed now, you pay tax all along. If it's tax later, you pay tax later in life. If you're a tax advantage, yes, you save money that is already taxed, your salary, but after that, there's no tax on anything that grows inside. So, what would you prefer? I honestly prefer the last one, and I use it a lot. Okay, so let's put it in practice for the word formula. You have $100 that you invest at 4% on your high yield saving account. I mean, I imagine, for instance, that will be $4 on your $100. Your marginal tax, your tax rate is about 25% in total. So that will be $1. 25% of $4 is $1. And then there's inflation, right? You already pay taxes, you already have your return of return, you have your money, you have time. That's over a year, I'm guessing. So then you have inflation. We say inflation is about 3%, right? So by having this 4%, you did not get anything, right? You did not make any money, to be real. Yes, you might see 104 on your statement, but there will be taxes of $1, and inflation is the value of your money. You will have 103, but your money will actually be worth $100. The good thing is you didn't lose money. The bad thing is you didn't get more money, which was the point of investing it, right? So if you need to make money with this account, you need to have more than 4% interest to beat inflation and taxes. All right. So um, we are at the end of our presentation. Think about what it will mean for your family when you have enough money to be financially free, right? How do you get to that? Uh, what it will mean for your children to understand how money works. Financial literacy is really important for us, for the future generation. We are right now doing another campaign for Black people. Why? Because if you listen to the news, there's the biggest what's the term? There's the biggest asset transfer happening because of baby boomers. They're dying, so they are transferring a lot of asset to their kids and grandkids. But we as a community, we Black people, we are not part of that transfer. They talk about trillions of dollars. We are not part of it because we did not accumulate that wealth. So now we have a campaign of 1 trillion for 1 million. I'll share the link with you. You can participate if you want. If you already have something to transfer to the next generation of value of 1 million, you can get a certificate. If you don't, you can do it with an insurance policy, right? I have a 2 million insurance policy, so I have my certificate. Yes, I'm ready to transfer 2 million to my kid if something happens to me, right? But if you don't have it yet, you can make a plan of having it maybe within the next 6 months, maybe within the next 3 months, so that your kids, the next generation, can also have something that is carried from our generation to their generation, right? Um, I'll put I'll put the link in the chat. So basically, for you to become financially independent, to grow wealth, to build savings, you need to increase your cash flow, make more money or spend less, right? The easier is making more money, to be honest. Spending less is also good, especially if there's a lot of waste. You can also reduce your bills and liability. You need to understand how money works. If you can't, get the help of someone to explain, to help, to assist. You also need to have a clear goal of where you want to be, right? How much you need for your kids' education, for your retirement, for your life, for traveling, for whatever you want to do. Okay? Have a life purpose. Mine is to leave a legacy. So I'm building it. I want to make sure my kids, my grandkids don't go through what I went through, right? And of course, embrace change. It's not easy, but if we are stuck in our ways, we will never grow. All right? And expect to succeed. Be positive, right? If you don't have any question, I'm done for today. If you have any question, please ask now. Oh, there's a
Um,
chat.
Great, Vanessa. Great presentation. So I have a question, right? So I'll start. And
Yes.
if others have any questions, you can raise your hand as well, and then we'll get to you after. So my question is about paying yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, I read a book about, I think, the richest man in Babylon. I think
Mm-hmm.
there was great emphasis on paying yourself first. So I just want to kind of hear your thoughts on that, like what it means and how you go about something like that.
Very important. Very important. But this is part of another workshop. I didn't really talk about that, but it's very important. We have habits that we have gotten from the environment, right? When we go to work, we hustle. It's difficult. You have to wake up at 5, take care of the kids before you can actually get to work. Sorry, I just need my charger. I think that's the right one. Yes. Okay. So yes. So we work hard for our money, right? And what do we do with it? We pay the rent, we pay the groceries, we pay I don't know, electricity, water, we pay for the car, we pay for this, but we don't pay ourselves, right? We don't pay our future self. That's what it means. Putting something aside for yourself. That's where your emergency fund go. That's where your investment go. That's where your savings go, right? You need to pay yourself first. Um, because you've worked so hard and you deserve to have a future. You cannot be the same doing the same thing until you die, right? Because that's why you see people working at Walmart at 71 year old. They can't afford to retire, right? So these are the habits that we get from society. But paying yourself first is really important. Every month, when you get your salary, make it automatic. Before you start paying your rent, your whatever, take 10% or more, put it aside. Put it in your investment, put it in your savings, put it in your emergency fund, whatever. As long as it's not being spent, pay yourself first. Yeah, that's a very good concept. Thank you very much for that question. Yes,
Okay.
Martin, please. K. I don't know what. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kerry Martin. Thanks for your great presentation. Some really good information. A question that I have is if we have, let's say, kids that are either 18 or they're about to turn 18. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's lots of different advice about how to kind of get them started because obviously many of us at that age didn't have some of the insights and information that you're providing. What would be one of the first things that you would do just to help them build wealth early? Is it getting them to start building their credit? Is it types of investments? What are your thoughts on that?
Because time is essential. Time is essential. I have my nephew. He's only 21. And he have big dreams. Of course, he wants to be a social media superstar. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. And kudos to him if he gets to succeed in those things. But I set him up so that he already has a path of success, right? The first thing, the education, of course. But take advantage of the time. When someone is young, your child can open a TFSA. Your child can have a life insurance. I have life insurance for each of my kids, permanent life insurance. Not because I'm hoping for them to die. Of course not. They are my babies, right? But life insurance, permanent life insurance have a pocket of investment. That means I'm only putting $65 for each of them, except for the big one, she's 14. So, and I'm putting it until they're 18, right? That means by the time they're 18, obviously they're insurable. They will have life insurance for life, right? They can increase it, they can do whatever they want, but it's paid off, right? Well, that's one thing. Second thing, they have a pocket of investment inside. If they don't touch it, maybe by 25, they can have about 100K inside. This 100K, they can go to school, they can get married, they can buy their first house with it, right? Down deposit. If not that, they don't touch it. They go until maybe they're 40. It might be about 250 that they can use, right, to start a business, buy a house, whatever they want to do. If not, by 65, they already have about 700 inside. All right. So these are means that we can use for our kids. There are so many vehicles nowadays. One of the best I can tell you as a life insurance certified agent, as a mutual fund certified agent, as a financial advisor, that's set yourself for success, set your kids for success using the means that are out there. Life insurance, your TFSA is a very powerful tool, not for saving, not for the regular saving, for investing, because whatever grows inside is tax free. Tax free, that's very important. Taxes affect a lot. So if you can get that for your kids already and teach them, train them, show them, take them to financial literacy classes. We offer them every day. If you want, I can give you the link. That's up to you. Every day, Monday to Friday, 3 times a day. You listen, you learn. It's free, right? That was my advice.
Amazing. Um, great. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah.
Questions, comments? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Cool.
I just
I
want
have
to
a
see if I could
question.
get the link, please.
The
The
link
for the
to
for the children for the classes that you said you have for them.
Okay, this is it's for everyone. It's not for children specifically, but it's for everyone. How old are your kids?
11.
Oh, if it's that they're too young for that, I can organize a class for those young ones. This
Okay,
is too
okay,
young. Like if they're 16, 17, then that's fine because it's adult. So we can't
okay.
mix adults with kids.
Okay, those are for okay. Because I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some books that she's reading also, but I just wanted to see to supplement the learning
Oh,
process.
I can
Okay.
send you the link.
Mhm.
I'll put that in the. Are you in the group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll put that in the group, and you can for you. Then when you learn, once I have the kid set up, I can share that with you. No problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Yes, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my 50s and I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to invest. Um,
Yes.
so retiring by 65. I'm just now learning about investments. Do I have a good
Mm-hmm.
chance of saving a good amount of money in the stock market in investing for when I retire at 65?
Depends on the. This has to be personalized plan, right? I cannot tell you because I don't know how much you're earning. I don't know how much you can put aside, right? So this would depend on your budget. But if you have, obviously you can make money at any age, even in retirement, you can make money. But it depends on what is available. What are your resources right now? Everything is possible, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But we
Alrighty.
cannot discuss it in public, right? So if you're in the group, my number is there. You can reach out to me anytime. I'll give you the advice.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, amazing.
Any other?
Any other questions, guys? Oh, sorry, go on.
I have a quick question as well. I just wanted to ask, like, if you're someone who has like multiple different hobbies, and you feel like you're being pulled in like multiple different directions, how can you go about like making sure that you prioritize things that you can monetize?
Oh,
Skills.
well, this is a mindset thing, right? This is a mindset issue. Um, there's a lot of resources out there. Obviously, what they say is, what do they say? Um, what's the term? There's an expression, and master of none.
Jack of all
When you
trades, master of none.
Thank you. Well, yeah, thank you. That's what jack of all
All
trades.
trades, yeah.
Yes. So, what I usually advise, this is something personal. You can read about it, get books, get videos. You sound young. I don't know how old you are, but you sound really young. So, I know so that means you probably love YouTube, like most young people.
Yeah.
So, get YouTube, get books, on how to prioritize. I will tell you, focus on one or two things at a time, right? You focus on one or two things. Once you settle into that, then you move to something else. Because trying to do everything at the same time, you will not do anything well.
hmm
That's my personal opinion. But maybe you better. Some people are special, so I'm not that special. I can focus on one, two, three things maximum.
hmm
Then once I'm settled into that, I can move to something else.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right. If you don't have any other question.
Yeah. Right. If there are no other questions, I guess we just close out. I just want to use this opportunity to thank you all for joining. We will make the recording available on our members portal on Pamoja Farms. For members, you can log in and you can rewatch the video. And also we have another session planned for next month about real estate. We have a real estate agent with over like decades of experience joining us, and you'll be walking us through the complexities of the Canadian real estate market and when is the best time to invest and the type of properties to buy. And Vanessa, I just want to use this opportunity also to say thank you. Thank you for such a great presentation, insightful presentation, and definitely looking forward to the insurance workshop with you in the future. Okay,
All right.
thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, thanks for joining. Okay, bye.